zoo management during a pandemic is kind of like a double-edged sword. For starters, you have to be adaptable. As I said before, as a manager of a zoo, I'm now all the way back pulling out my keeping skills and getting involved right down at base ground level, because otherwise the zoo just will not carry on. I've been needed as a foot soldier on the ground, out there feeding, cleaning as much as anyone else, but also getting involved with all those other nitty-gritty little jobs that I've needed to keep the zoo going. You know, the grounds work and simple maintenance, of which my skill set allows me to just get stuck in and do. As far as doing my own job, as well as curator of the zoo and networking with other zoos, I have to say it's been a lot in my own time, and I think zookeepers, no matter what level you're at, you're a zookeeper, you're dedicated to your cause, and passion shines through. So I don't mind doing the odd bit in the evening just to keep things going, because it's a hard time. None of us were expecting a pandemic. Hopefully whatever the new normal is will suit us all, and we'll all be back to our happy smiley selves again in the future, and hopefully that'll be soon. But what I've learned is you need your team, you need to keep your spirits high. You've got to give everyone their credit, and that teamwork really is essential to making sure that you can get through. In particular, organisations such as Biaza that have really been there for the members and have gone above and beyond to campaign governments to make sure that zoos are getting support. And actually, the knock-on effect of that is it's blanket covered a lot of zoos. So Zoo Support Fund has almost been spearheaded by those organisations and pressure from those organisations. So I think as a result, all the zoos are benefiting from that. And I think when it comes to things like coordinated breeding programme movements and things, we've all had to deal with each other. We had to be very close, because we have had to sort of slow down on animal movements, or animal movements have stopped, so we've had to work together. There's been a lot more communication through it. I think the future is really quite scary at the moment. I think a lot of people are thinking that because restrictions are eased now and a lot of collections are open again, that things are going to just go away and recover. But we have to take into account that the winter for many zoos is a period of time where we really don't make any money. In fact, a lot of zoos run at a loss during the winter months. So we're not out the road yet. We really are just at the beginning of this journey. Assuming there's going to be no further outbreaks and second waves, times will still be hard. I think a lot of zoos that had plans and developments for the winter will have now shelved them, and all the money will basically be going into keeping us alive, keeping staff and animals well looked after. None of us want to jeopardise our animal welfare, and I think that will be the key going forward, is to make sure that staff and animals are looked after during those winter months when, again, money's going to be tight. I think nothing brings a team together like a pandemic. I think as a team building exercise, whether there's companies out there that can do this for team building, unleash on the world. Seriously, I think the one amazing thing about zookeepers is in a crisis, they stick together and they can overcome anything. And actually, team morale and team building has been fantastic during this. Everyone is pulled together, and I think going forward into the future for our collection in particular, but also to other zoos, people will have to adapt. Their job roles will change slightly, and teamwork will be absolutely crucial to survival for a lot of collections. I've got staff that have gone above and beyond to their abilities to keep the collection going and really demonstrate the passion they've got for their animals and their job, and it's admirable. Okay, yeah, this is something we get asked a lot, because obviously the idea of being a zookeeper is amazing, and it's the best job in the world. My advice would be network as much as you possibly can. Networking is absolutely crucial, because if people know who you are, then they know the way you want. They know they can see your passion. They can see your passion shine through. ABWAK is obviously an amazing first step for those studying animal care courses. So the associate membership is absolutely brilliant, and attending some of the workshops that are specifically aimed at associates will really help. Other advice would be look above and beyond animal care. There are so many different skills that zookeepers use that often get overlooked. I have so many students say to me personally that they want to be a zookeeper because they don't like people. And do you know what? That's not what zookeeping is. Zookeeping is so much more. You have to be able to talk to people, you have to be able to engage with people. Otherwise, how can you put the plight of your animals across to them? How can you bond? How can you make that connection to bring those animals to life, to really inspire the next generation of conservationists? I don't think David Attenborough's career would have been very good at all if he hadn't been able to speak to people. There's a man that's inspired millions. So I think people need to get away from the aspect that zookeepers don't like talking to people. We might not, some of us, but some of us do, and all of us have to. And if we want to be good zookeepers, then we really have to. So things like public speaking and communication workshops are vital for getting into zookeeping. And often it's your first impression that's going to count to your future employer. So if you're shy and quiet and retiring and don't know how to speak to people properly, then it's going to look bad on you. Other skills that zoos are going to be using, let's just think microscopy and parasitology. All these little ticks in boxes that will get you that extra step towards getting your future career sorted. The use of firearms and basic DIY and gardening. All these might seem far-fetched from animal care as possible, but actually they're really essential, and they will aid you having the right CV and get you in the right place in the right job. Okay, so ABWAK is there in the background, constantly ticking away, and a lot of work goes on by the council and volunteers throughout the organisation to make sure that ABWAK is there for its members. Now, how we can be there is manyfold. First of all, a communication and networking tool. ABWAK members have access to journals and the website. They're constantly being updated. We can inform you through our social media channels and the website again on job opportunities and current developments and latest enrichment or husbandry of specific species. There are some amazing articles sent in by our members detailing what they're doing at the time, and don't forget that any ABWAK member can contribute to Rattel. We're always looking for your articles, no matter how big or small, and you yourself can go on to inspire others and help others. ABWAK is a big family really, so it's great. And also we have free money to give away to our members. It always amazes me how small the applications are for our ABWAK grants. But for things like conservation and enrichment, we have grants. Look on our website, it's free money, which you can go away and as a member of ABWAK, you can achieve something that maybe you thought was out of your budget or price range. And come to when we get up and normal, we want to sort of continue doing workshops and whatever we can fit into that new normal, we will. We are constantly discussing how we can move forward with this and get back. Hopefully our annual symposium will be back on next year. It's been heartbreaking for all of us to have to cancel it, but safety comes first. It's our priority to our members. But yeah, otherwise keep looking at social media and come up with some ideas for us as well.